Welcome back everybody to 31 Days of Horror, and today we're taking a look at 2024's Sting. So this is directed by Kaya Roache-Turner, who I've not seen anything else from before, and this is a science fiction horror film that clocks in at 92 minutes long. Stars Alila Brown, who was in Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. She played the young version of Furiosa, and Robin Nevin, who was in the really rather fantastic Relic. So after raising an unnervingly talented spider in secret, 12-year-old Charlotte must face the truth about her pet and fight for her family's survival. So, now sure, this is not as great as something like the likes of Arachnophobia, which, as far as I'm concerned, is still the top tier of the kind of spider horror films, and yeah, doesn't quite match that. But I do, on the whole, rather still enjoy this one location horror effort, especially since I was getting the feeling that this was a more modern reinterpretation of a 50s sci-fi horror due to the spider-like creature coming from outer space. You do actually see that, which is pretty decent. And yeah, with that kind of 50s sci-fi horror vibe, it does kind of feel like Tarantula, which is another really rather good spider horror film. And it was also nice to see a horror film that just isn't your typical slasher or supernatural effort, which is seemingly all we get these days. No issues at all with supernatural or slasher films, but some of them are far from great, and yeah, some do feel like a retread of other films. Um, and yeah, this is overall predominantly done in an effective manner. The production quality is rather good, with the creature itself looking convincing throughout. There are a couple of effective a couple of effective violent moments. It features solid tension throughout where necessary. The cast is good. It is well shot. The pacing is on point, and it is overall an engrossing effort throughout as well. So yeah, I do highly recommend seeing this if you haven't. I know not many people did because it only made about 2.7 million at the box office, which is quite frankly nothing, and about more than half of that came from the US alone. So yeah, didn't get the widest of releases, and certainly wasn't seen by all that many people. But yeah, I do highly recommend this. Comes with a little slipcover of this release as well, with the Blu-ray there underneath. So yeah, maybe it wasn't just as not as violent as some people were hoping it would be, but yeah, I do really rather enjoy it, and yeah, I do think it's well worth seeing, especially now that obviously it's on Blu-ray and such. So yeah, you can see it more widely now than you probably could have on its initial cinema release. But I still think it should have been seen by more people, quite frankly. Um, don't think there was any extras on this release, but still, it's all about the film, and the film itself is really rather good. It gets a solid 3.5 out of 5. So yeah, but like I said, not as good as the likes of Arachnophobia, which, like I said, is still the top tier, and maybe it's not quite as fun as something like Eight-Legged Freaks, which came out now 23 years ago. Um, but yeah, it still matches, Eight-Legged Freaks and Tarantula for general quality and an engaging plot. But yeah, there are definitely more fun efforts in this kind of genre out there. But quite frankly, we do need more of these kind of creature feature kind of films. Last one before this I can remember would be Crawl, with the crocodiles in Florida during a hurricane, which itself was excellent. But yeah, this is the one of the few that we've had in the last few years. So yeah, but still, if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.